Hello, how are you guys? I'm live. I'm sorry, I'm 10 minutes late. I'm using Streamlab, and for the last 10 minutes, it wouldn't fucking let me use my USB camera. So I had to literally reset my computer 3 times for it to recognize it. So here I am. So it finally recognized it, and it finally recognized my damn microphone. Because again, for 10 minutes straight, it wasn't doing shit. But I'm here. Thank you. How are you guys? Happy weekend. Let me adjust again. It's trying to be weird today. So it ain't gonna bother me, boo. I knew. I said I'm finally on time for once. Ain't no 10 minutes late. I'm here. I'm seated at 5:45. Click live at 6 o'clock, and all of a sudden it don't recognize nothing. It don't recognize my camera or nothing. But we are here talking about some gossip here on Sunday. Yes, I'm a little annoyed because again, I knew that shit was gonna happen. But let's talk about Saturday night's main event. What are we gonna talk about? I mean, the Cody Rhodes and Jacob for two. I mean, that was good. I did like the backstage promo on SmackDown was really good. I did enjoy that a lot. The backstage promo was really good on SmackDown with Jacob for two. A lot of people are saying that he's trying to be hood. I don't think so. He's trying to be hood. I think that's who he really is. But I did enjoy that. Sorry, I'm being petty. I'm leaving a negative review on that Streamlab because again, that shit is very irritating. Like sometimes right away it'll recognize my microphone and my USB camera, but then sometimes it takes me a whole half hour for it to fucking recognize it. So yeah, I'm giving them a negative review, so you know I'm petty. But Roxanne Perez, huge push. Allegedly she's going to get huge push. She's allegedly going to get. We saw she did not get pinned at Saturday night's main event. It was actually the returning Liv Morgan who got the pin. So, huge push is allegedly coming her way. Is that something we want to see? Okay, so AJ Styles, let's talk about that story that's going around. Allegedly, yes, they are stating that he is allegedly going to retire at the Royal Rumble. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think he's going to retire. I do feel like he's going to stay a little bit longer. I don't think he's really going to retire that fast without going to WrestleMania. I mean, WrestleMania is right around the corner, but I guess allegedly we are supposed to believe that, yes, the blog sites are saying that he is going to retire. I'm sorry, I have to keep adjusting this because again, I don't like going live just on my phone no more. I do like it on the computer to have more background, so sometimes it's a little hard adjusting this bullshit, but I think I like this view the best, so sometimes you gotta play around with it. Yeah, see, exactly, I like this view the best. But I will say this, Powerhouse Hubs, we do have him on the thumbnail because there is allegedly a name change with Powerhouse Hubs. Yes, allegedly a name change with Powerhouse Hubs. What do I feel? I'm happy for him. These name changes, they get talked about a lot. The Royce Keys is going to allegedly be his name. Royce Kings allegedly will be his name. Hey, Spetty, how are you? I'm talking about Powerhouse Hubs. And allegedly that name change that's going to happen. Allegedly he's not going to be Powerhouse Hubs, which we all know that, but Royce Keys, what do we think about that? Royce Keys. I don't think nothing negative about it. Royce Keys sounds okay to me. Can we stop? Like, it's like every time you go on something, they always want to like sell you some shit or tell you about an update or tell you about a new function. Like, you can't ever go on a website or app no more without them trying to push some bullshit on you. And it's just really annoying at this point. Like, literally, I'm trying to edit my tags for this video and they're already trying to sell me on something. Like, look at this, look at this, look at this. Like, seriously, stop. Damn. But let me get back. I don't think he's going to flop in WWE. I don't know what they're going to do with Powerhouse. I don't know if he's going to be main roster or NXT. I mean, we do have Ricky Saints that is in NXT. We do have some that automatically go to the main roster, like a Penta and what's his brother's name? Oh, that's sad. That's how much of a push Ray Phoenix is getting. Hey, how are you, Frank? How are you, Frank? I'm doing well. How are you? So, did you not like Saturday night's main event? I did say in the beginning, was there talk about really of what with the Jacob for two and Cody Rhodes, because that didn't even happen. We didn't even get the match. But again, Roxanne clearly is going to get the push since Liv took the pin. People are upset about Rhea being late. They are upset about Rhea Ripley being late with the pin. They say she took a little bit long, and Roxanne and Liv Morgan should be women's tag team champions. That is what's being said. Okay, Spetty, can you explain why you don't want it on Peacock? Is it like the production? Is it like you're getting negative feedback from the actual live stream? Or are you just saying you just don't like the platform? They should all be on one platform instead of being on multiple. Because some people are saying that they are tired of WWE and them being everywhere to the point you have to have multiple streaming platforms. So do you want it to be on ESPN Plus maybe, since the pay-per-views are there? I don't have ESPN Plus, but I don't know how it is compared to a Peacock. But I did hear that some people like it, some people think it's too expensive. Again, I don't have it. ESPN Plus. But, okay, so let's continue. Okay, that's what I kind of thought, that she meant that it should be all on one app instead of us having to go on multiple apps to see the same product. Because, let's be real, it is the same product. It's WWE, the pay-per-views, WWE, Saturday night's main event, WWE, the History Channel, the Vault. You mean it's all WWE content. I mean, we did have the good old WWE Network. That was something that Vince McMahon executed very well, having his own network for WWE, just for WWE content. Oh, you said that was the only thing that was good. I did say that was they're going to heat it up. I did like their promo on Friday Night SmackDown. A lot of people are saying that he's trying to be Hood Jacob for two, and I did state that I think that is his natural personality. I don't think he's trying to be Hood at all. I did notice he did say something about he almost lost his job before he started it. I think he was referencing how a charity event or a charity promotion, a wrestling promotion had a charity event and said he did a no-show and kept their money, and that was something that was going viral for a little bit. So I think maybe that's what he was alluding to without saying it all the way. But I thought that was kind of funny that he was kind of alluding to what the blogs were saying. Cody Rhodes, again, I thought he was going to do the honors for Jacob Fatu. The reason why I say that is because Cody Rhodes, I feel like, is going to start promoting his Street Fighter movie. So I felt like him leaving WWE for a while to promote it was going to be the next move. I guess they didn't want him to put over Jacob, or maybe he's not leaving. Again, we know he's going to be part of the Royal Rumble, but again, I thought that sooner than later he has a movie to promote, compared to a Jacob Fatu, where this is the only thing he has going on for himself. No offense, no shade, but WWE is the only thing he has currently going on, compared to a Cody Rhodes. Okay. Okay. All the content needs to be on one app. Okay. I like Sammy, but when I look at him, I just don't see. Okay, I did see some comments that said that, and maybe let's start putting people in the hot seat. I forgot. I used to do that sometimes, so let me do it. Let's put him in the hot seat. Some people are saying it's fanfare. They're only doing that because they want to make the Saudi crowd happy. Some are saying he's kind of like a Canadian Jey Uso. Not a lot of wrestling abilities, more so popularity and character sympathy. Again, I was rooting for Sammy, so I won't lie and pretend I wasn't at some point. I felt like he lost his momentum when he lost to Roman Reigns. I felt like if he would have had a short reign, it would have been cute. I felt like it would have helped justify why a lot of people like him because he held the big title. But again, they didn't do that when he had a huge chance to win it at Elimination Chamber. So let's do this. Let me do this. How do you do this again? Oh, of course. Do they not say the picture? About the women, a lot of people are bashing Miss Rhea Ripley, which is very surprising because she's a fan favorite, honey. And I like Liv Morgan more than I like Rhea Ripley. I'm not going to sit up here and lie, but she is actually getting heat. I'm shocked because again, she is a fan favorite, so a lot of people are upset that she took a while to break up the pin. They felt like she should have been there. They felt like she kind of been doing this long enough. But hey, everyone's human. But I am very shocked that for once, she, out of all people, is getting bad press. Again, Liv Morgan did take the pin. It doesn't look like Liv Morgan is going to get that massive push that we thought she was going to get. A lot of people are arguing that she should maybe win the Women's Royal Rumble since she's been part of all of the Royal Rumbles at this point. Also, the Elimination Chambers, she's always so close. So they feel like this year should be the year Liv Morgan actually does something instead of just being so close and always being that revengeful person. Why don't you win for once instead of always trying to be revengeful? But I don't know. I don't even know what direction they're going with her. One minute it feels like she's going to be a baby face. Another minute it feels like she's going to be a heel that wants to run the division and betray the other two girls. But here we go. This is what they're going to... this is who they're supposedly going to push. Miss Roxanne Perez. So allegedly she's going to get a big push. I did like her NXT work. I felt like she was a great heel. I did like her old theme a little bit better. I'm starting to warm up to her new theme. I'm starting to warm up to it a little bit. But I did like her older theme a little bit better. But this is allegedly who they're going to push. So can she run with it? I can see her having a feud with AJ Lee. Again, mid-card title. I feel like she could win this year. Intercontinental Championship. Roxanne and AJ Lee fighting for it. I mean, I guess AJ Lee's already fighting for that title if she's going to face Becky Lynch at Mania, allegedly. But that could be who dethrones AJ Lee eventually towards the end of the year. That would be a major moment for her. And a major moment for the Intercontinental Championship. It would be a major moment for her to dethrone her idol, but it would be big for that Intercontinental Championship. Yes, a lot of people were arguing that, yes, Roxanne and Liv Morgan should have won since that was an actual 3. And hey, Anthony, how are you? What chapter are you still on? 2008? What chapter are you on again? Yeah, so I don't know about Rhea Ripley and Aew. Again, if I feel like Roxanne and Liv Morgan have better chemistry, but again, Aew and Rhea, they are the fan faves, so of course they are getting the pushes. By the way, this is Marquelworld. All things for wrestling is my life. Please like and follow if you have not, and watching the replay. Thank you. But let's talk some other wrestling news. We did have the Rascals. They did show up on AEW again. Again, another backstage promo. They didn't really fight yet, but we do know that Zachary and Desmond will fight next week on Collision. I don't know if this is going to be the new thing. Like now, like I stated, maybe they should have like a brand split where you have some wrestlers where they're mostly on Collision and mostly on Dynamite. So again, that would be nice if they had a brand split or they use Collision as a separate brand. Again, I'm stating this because you see some people like a Ace Austin where he's on Collision or they're showing him on Collision and he's on Ring of Honor, but then we barely see him on Dynamite, just like the Rascals. We didn't see them on Dynamite this week. I think last week we saw them on Collision and we didn't see them on Dynamite last week either. So again, maybe they should use this as two different brands where you see certain wrestlers on a certain show. Again, maybe that's not intentional, but still, that's what they should do. Make AEW Collision worth watching. But let me put them on the screen because I like putting people on the hot seat. So I did just save it, but of course now it's not saved because that's what they like to do, to sabotage me. But that's okay, I'll find another. Where is it? I actually liked that photo, but let me try to find another one. Who do I think is going to shine out the group? I think Myron will get a good solo push, mid-card title. Hopefully he does. I feel like I'm sorry, let me not call him that. I'm sorry. I feel like Desmond Xavier is going to get maybe World Heavyweight AEW Championship push eventually. Maybe not the first year he's there, but maybe the second year or towards contract negotiation time. Maybe they'll give him a quick push real fast if they want him to stay. Because you have to remember, sadly, the other Rascal, Trey, is not really welcome, sadly, due to the network. So that could be a major factor if they want to re-sign when things happen. But again, we don't know. If they get pushed, they may want to stay. But, let's see. Claudio was the main event, I think. I mean, yes, here they are. A lot of people were talking about their gimmick. And this is how you know that some people just want to be mad. Because I know some people are upset about Trey, and I'm sad about that too, because people do learn from their mistakes. But you can just tell, like, people are just, like, trying to be mad. Some AEW haters, because they're like, oh my god, this gimmick is awful. And it's like, this is the same gimmick they had for the same, 10 damn years now? So how is it any different now because they're on AEW? You guys worshipped it when it was in TNA, but now you guys hate it in AEW, okay. But I am glad Trey is back in TNA. Yes, I am glad. I am glad he's back as well. I feel like Trey Miguel has a lot of potential. I did feel like he has that Miles Morales kind of look to him. The Black Spider-Man from the comics who really doesn't make it to the actual movies and theaters, if you haven't noticed. But he's in the comics and the Disney stuff. But yes, I feel like Trey Miguel could be World Heavyweight TNA Champion. So, I guess this is an early sneak peek because I do talk about it a little bit more. I will have a video that's uploaded at 8 p.m. So this is the thumbnail I made. But yes, I do feel like he will shine in TNA. I feel like he could be the next TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Again, he kind of has that Miles Morales kind of vibe to him, that Spider-Man, that athletic, that fast-paced. So again, that's why I have the webs in the background. Kind of still have that weed background. I feel like he's still going to have that Rascal kind of vibe, even though he's not with the rest anymore. But the good thing is, indie wrestling, I don't know. I guess we can gossip about that. Do we think that AEW would kind of discourage the other three to team up with Trey Miguel. Basically, hey, we like to gossip here and we like to keep it real, so let's keep it real, okay? Will AEW kind of tell the other three, please don't team up with him off TV? Because again, we don't really want to associate with him, and you guys are associated with us, so don't do the indie booking. But again, AEW shouldn't have that much pull on what they do outside of that TV show because again, it is the indies. So again, who knows? Maybe he doesn't even want to team up with them right now. Maybe it's so fresh to him that teaming up with them on the indies would be really fresh since he was kind of cut last minute after getting a contract, if allegedly that is true on how it happened. Again, very tragic. I mean, again, people make mistakes. I'm gay. Of course, I don't like homophobic shit. But that was what, 5 or 6 years ago. He apologized right away. Hasn't acted like that since. Since I met him before, he wasn't rude to me. Again, I don't know if he wants to really be involved with the Rascals after what happened. Can you imagine just, okay, we're gossiping, we're being real, so let's be real. Can you imagine just like the excitement they all had when they signed those contracts and they all felt like they made it? Like, can you imagine they like went to Applebee's or they were all at each other's house with the cold ones, the beers. I don't know what they drink, but you know what I'm saying. All four of them celebrating, we made it, and then they're excited for their adventure. And then the next thing you know, Trey Miguel gets the call, like, we won't be needing your services anymore. Like, could you imagine his heart dropping? Like, god damn, like, we all made it and this is how you do me? So yeah, so I do talk about AEW too, so I do feel like that was a little shitty what they did to him, giving him a false job security and giving him false hope. A lot of people are talking about him, and again, I do have a video where I discuss this more at 8 p.m. that's scheduled to be uploaded, so it's already scheduled at 8 p.m. But still, it's very disheartening. I did see him, since I'm being real, I used to see him in Ohio when he used to wrestle before the TNA Impact fame. Again, I'm in Michigan, so I would see him in Ohio, and sometimes he would come in Michigan. So again, I talked to him before the fame and after the fame, kind of. So he was always nice to me, but I don't know. This one hits me a little bit harder because, again, I saw him before the fame because I used to go to indie wrestling shows a lot. So just to see him make it to TNA and then be excited for him to go with the Rascals, and they made it huge on AEW. I mean, it's not WWE, but it's still a major TV platform, and all four men from Ohio, making it together. It was really excited, for him. Just seeing him, like, I can't believe I used to see him, back in Ohio, and I can't believe all four men made it because, I would see the other three as well. Myron, I would see recently at some indie shows at IWR, which is why I like him a little bit and his MLW stuff. But yeah, I feel bad for him that it was just taken away. And a little embarrassing if we're keeping it real. I mean, again, we are keeping it real, and we like to keep it real here, but a little embarrassing if you think about it, that you were very excited, you had this deal made up, and then it was just taken away from you. And it's just like, oh, like the people around you kind of like, what happened? Like, we thought you made it to AEW, now they removed you. So I know he's embarrassed, I know he's hurt, but again, he'll bounce back. Maybe new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. I don't want to talk about it all night because it is what it is. He can't really change anything about the situation now, can he? So, don't want to dwell on it. Hey, Chris, how are you? AEW is the worst promotion ever. AEW is petty, just like WWE. I mean, they're all petty because, we all have our favorites. We all have our worst. I can say some things about China and WWE and how they ruined her life. How they fired her, took her boyfriend, fired her, wouldn't talk to her for years. She had a whole YouTube channel begging people to please go on camera and say that she should be in the WWE Hall of Fame. She posted a video of herself calling WWE, and WWE said they're not taking her calls and they're not allowed to talk to her or about her. So again, like you said, Frank, it's WWE and AEW, because with WWE, we saw what happened to China. We saw how they got rid of her. She was blackballed. She died, a broken heart, was on drugs, and that's what happened to her, unfortunately. We heard about Ashley Massaro, allegedly got touched overseas, tribute to the troops. She told the people in WWE, allegedly, they allegedly told her it's bad for business. They don't really want to do anything continuing the situation due to the business partnership. And then we saw later on she ended up ending her life. So again, there is a lot of good and bad with both companies. I mean, again, I could also talk about Enzo. He's creating a documentary about what happened to him when he got released and how it ruined his life. And I just saw this 2 days ago, Enzo. Like, this one false allegation ruined my whole life, and WWE did not even give me the benefit of the doubt and just got rid of my ass. So again, AEW and WWE, I won't say one is better than the other with how they handle things, but they're both shitty in their own right, and they're both good in their own right. Sometimes we hear good stories about how WWE will do things for their employees that no longer work there, but will pay their rehab bills or medical bills, even though they're no longer employees. So we hear good things, just like we hear good things about AEW and Brody Lee's son and how they're giving him a job and how he's on the payroll, and they try to do good things too. So again, it's whoever likes whatever product is the viewpoint. If you like AEW, you'll think they're good. If you hate AEW, you will hate them for whatever they do. And then if you love WWE, you will love everything they do. And if you love them so much, you'll hate AEW and point out everything they do. If you love AEW and you're a diehard fan of them, you will point out anything that WWE does to make AEW look better. So again, it's whoever is talking will hear. So, speaking of promotions, I guess allegedly AEW won, Tony Khan won Promoter of the Year of 2025. A lot of people were talking about that, but they need to do better with their storytelling. There is no storytelling. There is no storytelling at this point. Legit is the worst wrestling correspondent. I gave up watching it because of the storylines. Oh, okay. Are you a huge CM Punk fan? I never even knew you were a fan of his. Not to be funny. Are you a huge fan of his? I'm sorry. Like, maybe you just never mentioned it. But let's continue. Oh, and by the way, TNA, I do like TNA too, but they don't really get that much with their fans. Their fans don't be like the AEW or WWE fans. They're never like diehard like that. Like TNA, fuck WWE, TNA, fuck AEW. They're never like that. It's usually AEW, fuck WWE. Or WWE, fuck AEW. It's never WWE, fuck TNA, WWE. No, they don't be doing that. It's not that. I guess people don't really think that TNA is a threat to be doing shit like that. So since they're not a threat, I guess they don't view them as competition, so I guess they don't hate them. But child, I just uploaded this damn computer and I'm real sick of it. Blank Monroe, what do we think about her? I thought she was going to be main roster, but I guess she's not main roster yet. I feel like the next call up should be JC Jane. What you call it, Samantha Irvin is stating, remember her former WWE ring announcer is stating she is going to be back in the wrestling business sooner than later. You have to remember she's still under a non-complete clause from WWE where she can't really be on TV since she's still under that non-complete. But she is stating she does want to be a manager when it's time. So yes, she wants to be a manager, and who is she going to manage? I mean, who else would she manage? I mean, it's kind of obvious. Her fiance. I don't know how she's going to be as a manager. That'll be very interesting to see. Yeah, I was watching both. So yeah, I like both, Chris. I like AEW and WWE and TNA. I know you hate AEW, but yeah, I like all wrestling. But kind of like I agree with you, Frank. Since WWE's been the one I've been watching the longest, I would consider them number one, and I'm not ashamed to say that on camera. So a lot of people, again, online basically, you hate WWE. Whenever I defend AEW, I'm like, oh my god, because I like more than just WWE. I have to be a hater, but yes, I do agree with that. I do feel like WWE is number one. The production's always going to be number one. The storylines, again, storylines, AEW doesn't have that. So WWE is on top of that compared to AEW. So I feel like they are number one. AEW, I do agree, is number two. It's something different than TNA as a number two. TNA has now become a WWE feeder or a WWE NXT 3.0 because it's like this NXT's on their like 30th revamped version, but TNA is like 3.0. They're basically like OVW now, just the feeder of WWE, just feeding their talent to go there eventually. So yeah, I do agree that WWE is number one. They are the ones that sell out the most. AEW, I feel like sells out a little bit more than TNA, so I would say that TNA is not number two because AEW clearly gets more asses in the seats than a TNA, and we saw that TNA only got 100 and what 50,000, 173,000 viewers. Again, I'm hoping they do better than that. I'm not trying to dog them, but I don't even think AEW Dynamite has ever gotten that low to 173,000. So, and this was supposed to be their debut episode. So, wishing them nothing but the best. The other ones, you are right. TNA is still up there. You know, I'm not saying they ain't shit because they're better than a MLW. They're better than a Ring of Honor. They're better than a NWA. People don't really bring them up, but NWA is a consistent product that has weekly episodes as well. But again, I do agree that TNA is better than all the others, including GCW. A lot of people also like GCW, which is still indie, but at this point they're becoming a bougie indie. What I mean by bougie indie is like an indie show, but better production, better streaming services, some big time names are there. So they're like a bougie indie. They're almost to the point that they could be on TV, but they're almost to the point that they're a little bit better than your regular local event in your backyard. Okay, so Samantha going to be a manager. That would be exciting. I don't want to see her wrestle, so I'm just going to put that out there right now. I don't want this to be a transition where she eventually wrestles, but again. Carmelo Hayes, he's going to continue having these open challenges. Still no real direction with his reign, which I'm a little upset about because I do like Carmelo Hayes a lot. And I feel like he will shine on the main roster. But I hate to be that person. I don't even want to be messy. But his friend is already outshining him. And he hasn't even been there for a month. And I feel like, oh, no, I don't even know. That's so mean. I don't even want to say that. Oh, let me not say that. I don't even want to say that. Oh, I was going to say, I'm going to keep it real. I was going to say his friend Trick Williams is already outshining him, being with the big dogs, Randy Orton, Saturday night's main event, then whoop that Trick, wherever you go, whoop that Trick. It's just wherever you go, in Europe, in the United States, he's getting a big pop. And I haven't seen Carmelo Hayes get that much of a huge pop like his friend. And he's been on the roster a little bit longer than him at this point. At least half a year longer. I would say even a year at this point. So, not to compare, but since people are comparing, I'm going to compare too and just be real. I feel like Kalani, his girlfriend, when she comes to the main roster, they're going to push her a little bit further than him. I feel like it may be I feel like it's going to be kind of like a what you call it? Sometimes I like try to watch what I say, but then sometimes I'm like, if I do that, then I'm not being real. But I feel like sadly it's going to be like a whole situation like Bianca Belair and a Montez Ford. I feel like once Kalani Jordan makes it on the main roster, she's going to get a huge push compared to her counterpart, Carmelo Hayes. Again, they did give him the mid-card title. That's nice and all. He's having these open challenges, these big matches that some would consider big, but then the next week we kind of forget about it because, again, he's not really having no storyline. So the last two champs did that. We already had John Cena who did that storyline, the open challenges. We already had Sami Zayn that did that. We already had Dragunovs that did that. Now you're doing it, and probably the next champion after you will do it. So it's nothing special at this point. But what they're doing with Trick Williams, I would say is special. I mean, for him to be already head to head with Randy Orton, yeah. We can tell who they have major plans for compared to the other one. But I think he's doing great. I think he's doing great for someone who was a football player that decided to do this. I mean, in his late 20s or early 30s, I'm not sure. But for him to just jump on it like this and be this successful, I can't hate on Trick Williams. I gotta be real. Do like him. I did see some of his stuff in NXT. I won't say that I watched most of his stuff because you guys know I don't really like NXT that much. Their recent product, I do like NXT, the product, but the recent stuff with Shawn Michaels, I really don't like. And again, he already blocked me since I made my opinions known. Yes, sometimes on the NXT post, I'm like, can we do better with this TNA always being involved? But I did watch some of his stuff, and I do like Trick Williams. A Sheik. You said Sami Zayn, Zayn is Sheik. Oh, for his character. Okay. That'll be different. So you just admitted as an AEW hater, TNA will reclaim. I don't know. I mean, I know how much you hate them, that you wish that would be true, but I don't really know if that's true. Because they can't even get 200,000 views, yet you think they're going to outdo AEW? Who gets more than that? Where are these followers going to come from? Because they're not coming from WWE. You notice they have this partnership, but they're still not getting no views. I mean, that's a little disappointing. What happened to the NXT and the TNA partnership? They couldn't even get 200,000 views on their debut episode. Again, not to bash them, so I really don't think they're going to dethrone AEW anytime soon for number 2. I know you hate them, but I don't think that's going to change that. Because again, the WWE Universe is not even watching, and they're always saying that they're going to be number 2, but they're not even watching the show. I mean, they tweet all the time how WWE is number 1. They tweet all the time how TNA is number 2 and fuck AEW. But then when the viewership comes, they're not watching. They're tweeting, but they're not sitting their ass down and watching TNA. They'll tweet how it's number 2, but when it's Thursday at 9 o'clock, oh, it's 9 o'clock. It's late. Oh, my God. Why are they doing it at 9? Oh, I got to go to work tomorrow. Oh, I'm too tired for that. But when it's Monday Night Raw and that shit start at 8 to 11, they seed it. When it's TNA on Thursday, oh, I got to go to work tomorrow. I can't be up that late. But TNA will be number 2. Tweet, don't watch. I mean, I'm hoping you're not one of those, though, that just hates AEW so much you just tweet about them but don't actually watch TNA for them to be number 2. I hope you're not one of those haters who just hate, but don't even watch TNA but talk about TNA all the time. Because there's a lot of those. But I feel like at some point you did watch, so I don't think you're that way. But that's just the WWE universe sometimes. But, Trick will be the next IC champion. Chelsea Green has valued. Again, with TNA, because I did watch the second episode. So I watched both the AMC debut and this week. I will say this, an Elegant brand. We did have Ash by Elegance did get physical. She got physical. Remember, I don't know what was going on with her. Again, I thought it was like a cancer scare. I'm not going to be. I'm not going to, you know, beat around the bush, but I honestly thought it was a cancer scare that she had going on with her. I never wanted to say it until now, because now that she's actually getting physical, I'm like, okay, maybe it's not that. But I always thought maybe she had cancer and that's why she couldn't fight, because she was going through cancer and trying to, get better. So I'm glad her getting physical kind of indicates that it's not that. Again, I was praying. That's why I was always vague when I mentioned it. I hope it's not what I'm thinking. But now that I actually see her physical, now I'm going to say what I thought this whole time, that she had cancer. But I'm glad to see maybe she never had cancer and it was just something else going on with her, which I'm glad to see. All right, I agree with Chris on that. I agree with Chris with the Chelsea Green. I felt like it was very disappointing to see her get beat up by Jade. And what was it, at a non-title match at that? I mean, we all know when we see her most of the time that Chelsea Green is going to lose. But again, yeah. Okay, see. See, I kind of knew you that you watch. That's why I said, as soon as I said, I hope you ain't just someone that hates AEW and says TNA's number two and don't even watch. Then I said, you know what? At some point you did watch AEW, and you probably watched TNA. You said you watched all, so that's why you hate AEW, due to the storyline. It's not just because it's not WWE. You just hate it due to what the actual product is. Again, there's different haters of AEW. There's some that hate AEW for what they're putting out there, and then there's just some that hate it because it's not WWE. Which I don't think that's the hater that you are. You just don't like the product. So that's why I do respect your opinion sometimes about AEW. Okay, so I like the Elegant brand. I did like Maggie, which they're calling her M, right? I do like Ash. And I like Heather. I have to think of the other one's name. Heather, the blonde one. I like her. I mean, they're cute. I think the beautiful people would like them. They kind of remind me of my favorite version of the beautiful people. My favorite version of the beautiful people were always Velvet Sky, Angelina Love, and Madison Rain. Velvet Sky and Angelina Love together were always cute. But I felt like Madison Rain brought a little bit more funk, spunk to the group. So I liked it when it was them three. So it kind of reminds me of the beautiful people. My favorite version when it was three girls versus just the two of them. So I do like Maggie, Heather, and Ash. It reminds me of the beautiful people, the three women version instead of just Velvet Sky and Angelina Love. Again, I don't know. Still a little disappointed with Velvet Sky and Angelina Love. Not going to lie to you guys about how they did not even mention Madison Rain in their Hall of Fame speech in the TNA. To be honest, without Madison Rain, she would, the beautiful people would have ended way faster than it did. What I mean by that is when Angelina Love had to go due to her visa issues, they made Madison Rain rejoin the beautiful people and fight Sarita and Taylor Wilde for the first ever TNA Knockouts Championship. And this is how long I've been watching this shit. I remember that when Sarita and Taylor Wilde and Madison Rain and Velvet Sky fought for those TNA Knockout Championships due to Angelina Love's visa issues. She no longer could be part of the company. And Madison Rain, she just left the beautiful people, but the week prior she made up with them and then she replaced Angelina Love in the match. But again, if she would have never rejoined, there would have never been a new version with Lacey Von Erich, and it would have continued for another 2 years after Angelina left. So, a little disappointing. Okay, so we're talking about WWE Unreal. And I'm going to be honest, I haven't even watched the first season, the full season yet. I think I'm still on the last episode. Sometimes I thought it was going to be a little bit different. WWE Unreal, this seems like more of the backstage guerrilla more than anything else. I feel like WWE Unreal, again, a lot of backstage guerrilla position, things being shown, but nothing more than that. So I did see a clip surface online of what was it, Naomi and Lillian Garcia talking, and she won the Money in the Bank, and she was telling her how happy she was. But again, this is all just backstage stuff. I thought maybe WWE Unreal would show us some exclusive stuff with them outside of the wrestling arena. Maybe them getting lunch, or maybe them at events, maybe them at meet and greets, maybe them in their own personal homes interacting with their families. I thought that was going to be a WWE Unreal, where we would see the real them outside of the wrestling ring. But instead, we're just getting some behind the scenes shit from WWE. So again, won't say it's a bad show. I'm just saying I was expecting it to show the wrestlers outside of the wrestling a little bit more than just showing them backstage, and that's being all we see. But again, WWE, I feel like they have a lot of stuff that they have, so it's too much content for me to keep up with. You know, I try to keep up with the Monday Night Raw, the NXT, the SmackDown. That's like enough for me. I like the wrestling shows, but Evolve, again, that's another product. Here and there, I'll watch it. WWE, the rivalry shows on A&E, sometimes I'll watch it if it's someone I like. Again, that's another show. The WWE, the article facts, and where Lita is going, or these superstars are going to warehouses for articles or lost articles. Again, that's another show they have. Again, WWE Unreal is another WWE show they have. And then they have that competition show. What was that? LFG, where Mickey James was the judge at one point. Again, that's another WWE show. So they have so much content that I just can't keep up with everything. Happy for WWE. Not saying that because they have a lot of content. But again, this would be nice to have a WWE network since they have so much stuff. Okay. She is. I liked her stuff in TNA as Laura Van Ness, Laura something. I remember her with the blonde hair and the lipstick that was always all over her face. I remember that. I still remember the storyline with her, Maria, Sienna, and Allie. Weren't they bullying Allie at some point, and they were just being mean to her? So again, I always liked Chelsea Green. I liked her TNA stuff. I did like when she won that tournament in NWA Empower, that women's pay-per-view that Mickey James produced. I did like that as well. So yeah, Chelsea Green, she did work her ass off. And again, the United States Championship, it does fit her. But again, they make her reign not serious. So we can't really take her serious since her reigns are never that serious, right? And by the way, please be safe with the snow, guys. I looked at wrestling news and it was a picture of Lillian Garcia. My heart dropped. But it's nothing bad. But be safe with this weather. It's snowing here in Michigan. I think it's just about to snow if I look, but I know it's affecting the whole United States. So allegedly it is. So be safe. Okay, so the snow is stopping in 5 minutes. So, yeah, it's bad. 15 degrees, feels like 9. High 16, low 7. At least it's not in the negatives. Again, we had some negatives. But again, please be safe. Please be safe wherever you guys are. If you guys are in Florida, have fun. I don't really care about driving in the snow, but I'm also someone that don't avoid it that much. I mean, I'm so used to it. Again, I lived in Michigan my whole life. Again, I'm originally born in Germany and I moved here, but I still have my family in Germany, my grandma, my aunt, my uncle, and I was just there last year to visit them. But again, I grew up here in Michigan, so I'm used to the snow. So again, I do like snow days, like kind of today. Some things I like about snow days, it's chilly, it's relaxed, you don't really have to do anything, it's an excuse not to leave the house, you can be lazy and justify your laziness because it's snowing, you can't really leave. But then there's also things like, okay, well, I do want to go to the gym, I usually do 10,000 steps a day, and it's snowing outside. I really don't want to walk outside in no damn snow. So that's kind of the negative, that you can't do things. So it's a good and big. It's a good and bad thing at the same time. And what was this, Chris? Because you have a good memory. Again, I know you watch wrestling, so what was this about? Was she trying to take her title, or was this before the United States Championship ever even existed? Because that's what it sounds like, maybe. I don't recently remember them interacting, but I'm not saying that it never happened. I just know it probably happened a while ago. But here he goes again about Mercedes. I think he knows it's my favorite, but I'm gonna let him have his opinion. So is everyone okay? Chelsea Green is better than Mercedes. I remember Asuka spitting miss on Chelsea. Liv Morgan, Roxanne should have won. Okay, so you're kind of with the green, kind of the same page. Agreements with Frank. I think she said that. No, it wasn't Anthony. No, it was Frank. I didn't want to say the wrong person. She also said that earlier today that they should have won. Again, I don't know what the end game is with Roxanne and Liv Morgan at the same time. We thought that Roxanne was her replacement while she was injured, and she was trying to take her man. She was trying to take Dominic. She was trying to take her friend Raquel. She was tagging with Raquel, basically doing everything that Liv was doing before she got injured. But then we later see that Liv is not mad about anything and actually wants to team with her, and she wants Raquel to get the women's championship. So it's almost, is she going to betray them, or are they going to betray her, or is this really what the storyline is, and they're going to continue to try to team up and eventually win these titles? I don't know how Raquel would feel about them winning. I feel like she may get a little bit jealous. Maybe this will be a way for her to leave the Judgment Day. I'm just saying, I feel like now someone, A, either needs to leave, or B, they need someone else to be in it to freshen it up. Like, A, somebody needs to get the boot, or B, somebody needs to leave, or C, somebody needs to join. Again, these factions can get a little overload, basically, but I don't know what has to happen with the Judgment Day. Something's missing, or maybe they just need some gold. I mean, Finn Balor winning gold would be nice. And I don't mean tag gold with JD. I mean actual solo gold. So, speaking of weather, Lillian Garcia returned to Raw. Lillian Garcia returned to WWE Raw due to weather emergency. As severe winter storms continues to move through North America, many people have faced delays, cancellations, or reroutings in their travels for WWE Raw. Ring announcer, I forgot, Alicia Taylor, as it has for WWE Raw ring announcer Alicia Taylor, it has resulted in her being stuck at the airport and unable to make it to January 26th edition of WWE's Red Brand. Okay, I'm a little confused. I mean, I get that she's stuck, but was she told she can't travel for a whole day? It's only Sunday at 7 o'clock, and Raw usually starts at 8. Do they think that this is going to be an overnight thing? They don't think she can catch a morning flight or afternoon flight, but I guess Lillian Garcia will be the announcer. Again, we did have Stephanie McMahon also announce for Saturday night's main event. So, again, there are a lot of weather things going on. So, again, like I stated, be careful, because, again, people are canceling flights and missing their jobs due to this. This is affecting a lot of people. So Frank basically, like, WWE Saturday Night Main Event was basically like another Raw or SmackDown, nothing too special. Because I guess a lot of people were complaining about the music. The music changed. They like the old school music a little bit better. I feel like Stephanie McMahon, she did a great job. I feel like she could be a regular. I mean, it would get her back in the WWE spotlight on a yearly basis. I mean, she won't be on Saturday. You know, Saturday night's main event isn't a weekly or a monthly thing, isn't it? Like every 3 months or every 2 months. So again, it would be steady for her to show up on TV at least 4 times a year. So I guess this would be a little cute gig for her. I'm not saying she needs to replace the other guy, but she could be a backstage commentator. She could interview people backstage, or she could host backstage, or maybe she could be the host who's on the walkway when we first start. So both of them have a job. Again, I guess she is still on the payroll because I guess they call her when they need her. Again, we notice snowstorms, people can't show up, the host couldn't show up, so they had Stephanie. Again, is she on their payroll? Wouldn't be surprised. Again, she is part of the business. I mean, I kind of liked it better when it was still with the McMahons, to be honest. It felt more like a family business. I feel like it was a little bit better. But this new era, I want to continue with this era. Some good things, some bad things. I mean, they had some nice surprises, like a AJ Lee returning, Nikki Bella returning. You know, I'm a women's wrestling fan, so I am happy for that. Some Royal Rumble surprises here and there. My favorite wrestler, the Hurricane, is a producer, so Chris Jericho allegedly returning at the Royal Rumble is being very speculated that he may return at the Royal Rumble next week. Is this something we want to see? I would be a little excited for him, but we shall see if he returns, Chris Jericho. I mean, that has been speculations for a while now that Chris Jericho would return. I do know he's on tour with his band, so I don't know how realistic it is him doing that while he's on tour with his band. I would think he would finish that up first before returning to WWE and doing like a full-time schedule with them. But again, WWE may be flexible with him. You know, if you have that kind of status where you can do outside work and they're willing to work with you, like a Chris Jericho, or I'm sorry, like a Cody Rhodes, Cody, both C's. Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, John Cena at some point, Batista, you know, if you have that kind of status and pull. Randy Orton, where you're filming, Big Show wasn't the Big Show on a Netflix show, and he was still with WWE at the same time. So I guess if you have that kind of status, they will let you do outside work for a little while. I mean, we did have Liv Morgan gone for a little bit because she was filming something, right? But she wasn't gone that long. I think it was only like 3 weeks. I felt flat as a show. Okay. So it could have been a little bit better. I know they're trying to push Lash Legend a lot too. I don't know how that's working, but I know they're trying to push her a lot. Oh, you're so funny. You're talking about with the Io Sky photo. Yeah, a lot of people did dog that photo with Io Sky. So I wasn't even going to bring that up because again, I don't like to bash WWE. You know, I like to bash all the companies when they need to. But yeah, I mean, we hear rumors about Shawn Michaels and Triple H. You know, people always say rumors how they like the female talent, but felt like she was jumping on him. I'm unsure, but yeah, it's I guess playful, but yeah. I like the old AEW better when CM Punk and Cody Rhodes were there and when they had a battle of the belts. No, I get it. And that's why I say you're not just someone that hates on it. Just, hey, you did like the product at some point. You just don't like it now. But, yeah, for them to go there, it would take a lot. Isaiah Cassidy, where is he? Where's Private Party? I'm going to keep saying the same thing. I mean, they're not changing it, so I'm going to keep saying it. Where's Sammy Guevara? Where's Britt Baker? Where's Red Velvet? Again, they have a lot of AEW originals that they just let sit backstage, and then they push these newer folks, and then we don't see the newer folks because they get new people that they push after that. But I do feel like Private Party right now with the Rascals, what are we doing? Why isn't Private Party back on TV? I mean, that could be a nice tag team. I mean, we're bringing tag teams, right, to AEW. I feel like we would have to bring the tag teams that we already have out as well. So where are they? Britt Baker, again, star power. I feel like she returned. I feel like it would get a couple better views on a weekly basis if she returned. She was the first woman ever signed to AEW, and they let us know that before they became angry with her and bitter, because it's what it seems like at this point, that they're bitter towards her, and that's why they're not booking her. But that is what we have so far. Again, at 8 p.m., you're going to get a new video from me on the page. 8 p.m. Yes, tonight. It's what, in 40 minutes almost. A new video of me talking about Trey Miguel and the TNA update. I know I talked about it a little bit here, but again, I already had a video scheduled where I talk more about it. Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, wrestling has become full of lies and dissent. I agree with Chris. Yes. Frank, all of them are backstage eating and getting paid for. Yeah, I mean, I would make sure that I would live a lavish life. And I'm not a lavish life, but you know what I mean. I would make sure with them AEW or them WWE paychecks that I would be investing that in my own business. And I would just show up with a smile on my face, go to the gym every day, look the part. And when they call me, they call me. If they don't, I will come once a week and come to the show my respects, watch the whole show backstage, leave, go back to my everyday life, get that WWE or AEW paycheck, and invest that money in my bills and my own business. So, I mean, I guess it can be horrible, though, if wrestling is your passion and you want to wrestle and you're not wrestling. So it's a little horrible because you're not doing what you love, but it's also you get some time to get paid, a good paycheck, and also invest in your own business and spend this great money spending time with your family. So it could be a good or bad thing. Again, it's always view of who's talking. I mean, if it's someone that is worn out and tired and they're not really getting used, but they're getting a good paycheck, they may be like, you know what, that's good enough for me. I can just come once a week, be backstage, and get my money. Or if there's someone that actually wants to wrestle in backstage, like a Montez Ford, getting upset, you know. But, oh, see, you just said that too. Hey, okay, so, Chris, good night. I'm headed to sleep too, so sooner than later. But yeah, I'm headed off of this anyways too. It's been an hour, but good night, Chris. I hope you have a nice week. And yes, Frank, before I get off, yes, I do feel like, yes, speaking of Montez Ford, oh no, that was Chris that said that. Chris, I don't like. I don't know how to feel about that. I get where you're coming from, but I also, I don't know if I know Bianca would get a huge push for sure, if she went to AEW, but I don't know about Montez. But you know what? He could get a big push in AEW. Now that I think about it, I don't know how Bianca would be. Again, that would be kind of like it would be good for him, but it may not be good for her. No, or it'd be good for the Street Profits, but it may not be good for her. They may get a good push, tag team titles, solo title. He may become AEW World Title or TNT Champion, but then Bianca, she may just be one of many on the roster where she won't get that big push like WWE. So if anything, he may need to go, but she may be able to stay in WWE. I guess it would be something like a Rhea Ripley and a what's her boyfriend's name? We haven't seen him in a while. Is he injured, by the way? Blake Murphy. No, not Blake Murphy. What's his name? Oh, Buddy Matthews. Buddy Murphy. Exactly. Exactly. Because I don't think that would benefit her going to AEW. I don't think she's going to get pushed if she go to AEW. I feel like the other two would get pushed Most for sure, because I feel like what they've done in WWE, it has climax. There's nothing more that they can do in WWE. There's really nothing else they can do that's going to change my mind, that's going to make me watch them. I mean, maybe if they were in some underwear or something like that where they got risque on camera, and maybe, okay, that's okay. But other than that, I don't think there's anything that's going to catch my attention unless they both had a solo push or they were facing each other. But out of the three, Bianca's clearly the one that's positioned to get the push. Out of the two, as a couple, she's the one that's going to get the push in WWE, but I don't feel like Montez Ford is someone they have any interest in pushing. I know a lot of people like to say, but, he doesn't want to do it because of Dawkins. He doesn't want to leave him behind. I don't even know how much of that is even true. Because, again, you have to remember, I watched the Hulu show with Bianca and Montez. Again, another WWE content, right? But, yeah, they had their own reality show. And even on the show, he was stating how he wanted a solo push. And watching her get a push kind of upset him, or it was just a little hard to watch at times. So, again, when people say, well, he doesn't want to get the solo push because he doesn't want to leave Dawkins behind, I'm like, is that true? Because watching the reality show, we know some of this stuff is scripted to bring drama, of course, but some of it comes from real life and some real life feelings. So I don't know if he would make that up for a reality show that he wants to get pushed, and watching her get pushed is a little upsetting. Again, he said he supports her, but he also wants his own time to shine. But yes, now it's been an hour, 5 minutes. I do feel like I am about to probably go on Twitch real fast and stream on there real fast before bed. But again, 8 p.m. new video coming out, and I talk more about Trey Miguel and his huge return to TNA Impact. Spetty, it was nice talking to you. Frank, Anthony, Chris, it was nice talking to you as well. And I know you like talking about my girl Mercedes, but that's okay. But hope you guys enjoy the rest of this Sunday. I hope you guys remain safe. Again, I will be back. I post at least 3 times a week pro wrestling news, and I go live twice for a review and for a live gossip session. But I feel like this week I have to do a WWE show, so I don't know if I'm doing SmackDown or Raw. Wish I could do Raw. I should have did it, but it's like I have work usually the next day. But I have that with any day, right? Usually Tuesday I work on Wednesday. Wednesday I have work Thursday. Thursday for TNA I work on Friday. So again, I don't know why Monday Night Raw, I don't get to it. I feel like since the weekend goes by and then Monday Night Raw is just the next day and then it's your first day at work. Then you just get into the groove of the week, and then you have to go live, and then you're trying to make videos, and then go live for Raw, and then you're just tired from the first day. That's probably why I never get to it. But I will do that soon. That's a goal for February, to do a Raw review. But I am exiting. Thank you those that support, those that don't. Like, follow, post pro wrestling news at least 3 times a week. Marquelworld on X, Blue Sky, TikTok, Instagram. Oh, yeah, that's it. I always think I'm forgetting something. Marquelworld, and also Pro Wrestling T, TEA, a Facebook group I created. I post wrestling news. You guys can post as well. Come join. But I am done. Happy Sunday. This is Marquelworld, all things pro